and welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and it has been a busy week. C3PO has come out. Good luck. I hope you got him at least at 5 stars. If not, there will be the next time. But for everybody else, the YouTube world is in a crazy ruckus over who got the first hat solo. There's been at least 8 videos out there, and I also have a half a dozen friends who sent me videos of them soloing the raid as well, all within the first 24 hours. I'm pretty safe to assume C3PO has completely made the heroic AAT finally easy, much like CLS did for the Rancor. Now, I'm not worried about that. Everybody's soloing it. It's not a big deal. I actually was doing something else this weekend, and that was with RSG. I've been with RSG for a long time. I've been doing Jedi Academy on Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, and we do this every Saturday morning, and they are raising currently money for ACS, the American Cancer Society, and they wanted me to help out, and I wanted to help contribute, and so we came up with something that would definitely raise money, and that was who should Warrior Zeta next. And it made me a bit nervous. I said, could you give me a good Zeta and then 4 bad ones? And they said sure. So they said, who do you want? And I said, well, my next Zeta should go on mission. That's the game plan anyway for me. And then they got to pick the other 4. And so the other 4 options were Bodhi Rook, Boo, Rose Tico, Pow, and Night Sister Initiate. Now, I've had them in my favorites because I had a feeling that I was going to get one of these terrible decisions, and I figured if I'm going to have a Zeta on a character, I'm going to try to utilize that character in some way on a team somewhere. So I started to gear them all up in fear, but then I noticed halfway through that there were 2 kind of early favorites, and that was Mission and Bodhi Rook. So I stopped with Night Sister Initiate. But let's look at the Zetas really quick and see what I would have lost out, and then we're going to go over the results of who I actually have to Zeta. So Night Sister Initiate is actually not a bad Night Sister at all. In fact, she has some of the highest damage in the game. A lot of people don't know that as far as her damage numbers, and her Zeta gives her additional offense and additional counter chance. That's actually not a bad Zeta. If you are a Night Sister lover, this is actually a pretty decent Zeta. It's not horrible at all. And then for Pow, a lot of people already use him in the Chex mix, and he has got a decent Zeta. It's okay because he gains turn meter every time a rebel uses a basic. Now that's a big deal because especially if you have like Admiral Akbar as the lead and everybody's using their basics, they get extra turns, calls, assists, things like that. I could see him gaining a ton of additional turn meter through this, even though it's only 5%. Rose Tico has another turn meter gain type Zeta, so it's not horrible. It's whenever another resistance ally scores a crit, which happens all the time, she gets 10% turn meter. This makes her really, really fast. Not terrible. And for Mission, me and Big Z Forever, once per turn, Mission assists Zalbar when he uses an ability. So if he's taunting and he retaliates, you know, she's going to shoot back as well. So pretty awesome. This is actually on my plan for Territory Wars in Grand Arena as a Zeta plan. And then lastly, Bodhi Rook. Now, the reason why I don't want Bodhi Rook is, one, I don't use him anywhere in the game. He's an absolute waste in my opinion. But the second is, this is literally probably one of the top 2 worst Zetas in the game, and this is why. At the end of his turn, okay, so this is only going to happen once every 10 turns because there's 5 on 5 normally, and so he's going to have to wait for his turn. On the end of his turn, after his rounds, he's going to grant offense up for 2 turns to a random ally. Just one person. Each time at the end of his turn, he's going to give 1 ally offense up. It's totally dispellable, and it's 1 ally. There are lots of characters now that give offense up, armor penetration up, so like the whole team to enjoy, and here he is giving 1 guy offense up. Oh, hey, by the way, get a little offense up. This is just a complete and utter waste of a Zeta. Absolutely, probably shouldn't even be Omega worthy, but this is the one that took an early lead. And so the way it worked is people got to vote for which Zeta I should waste on these characters, and then the money goes to ACS, so it's a good cause. And we set it for $500. We wanted to raise $500 through my Zeta for ACS, and we let everybody judge. And Bodhi Rook took an early lead, and during the stream yesterday, Bodhi Rook just exploded. And so I begged and pleaded the community who love and support me to come out for Mission and to vote for Mission, and it was back and forth, and it went back and forth for about an hour, and in the last 5 minutes, hundreds of dollars poured in for mission. That is right. The community had my back. I was so happy that I don't have to waste a Zeta. I'm guessing they think that since I helped, Arnold T101 with his Zeta, when I got to waste one of his, I put it on his Wampa. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't waste one of his Zetas, even though that was the idea. I got mission. I get to do mission now. I get to put it on mission. I'm super excited. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But here's a screenshot of all of the people in the last couple minutes that went ahead and totally gave their all for the last few minutes to make sure that I got pushed up over the threshold to make sure that mission won out. Now I am pretty excited, and I can tell you Miraxis from Team Instinct is probably super relieved, as well as everybody else in Team Instinct, that I don't have to Zeta Bodhi Rook. That is an absolute waste. So let's go ahead and do this. Yay, me and Big Z forever. Let's upgrade this bad boy. Thank you again, community, for not making me have to Zeta Bodhi Rook. Oh my goodness. Bam. 2,400. Crazy. Feels good. Now I can come and take him out of favorites, take her out of favorites, take him out of favorites, and take her out of favorites. Well, I appreciate all the support that I got and RSG got yesterday for that live stream. It was a ton of fun. We had a really great time, and we raised a ton of money. In fact, when we started, I had less than $400 raised for my for ACS, for my Zeta. And by the time we were done, we had well over $1,200 raised for ACS, which just blew our $500 target out of the water. So props for RSG for putting this on. Props to ACS for everything they're doing. They've been on the cutting edge of all cancer research since the inception of cancer research. And so really happy to be able to support a good cause. I've lost 5 very close friends over the last 5 years to cancer in their 30s. And so it's very close to me. I'm sure it touches a lot of you guys as well. What do you guys think about the community's decision to let me Zeta mission and all those people who came to save me at the very end? Was it the right thing to do, or should they have spent more money to waste my Zeta on Bodhi Rook and make me cry on a video? Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Leave your comments down below and keep your gaming on. Warrior out.